Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Guys, he's quite handsome and brilliant. Ease me, see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner, reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase with Picatinny rail adapter, so you can mount it to any standard AR-15 like all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more and see me shooting a flamethrower. And lastly, trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button anytime, friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have the Ford Mustang breaking its own record at the iconic Nürburgring lap. Now, this is brought to us thanks to thedrive.com. Specifically, Andrew Collins is a writer over there, and they say, quote, Ford Mustang GTD breaks its own record at the Nürburgring by over 5.5 seconds. A lot of sports cars are described as, quote, race car for the street road, but the 202 mile per hour Ford Mustang GTD can actually own that description. Which, it does look pretty cool. It's got about probably 15 pounds of aero glued on there. I'm kidding. I'm sure they use very high quality 3M adhesive tape, but I partially digress. Now, they say, quote, the Ford Mustang GTD entered raffled air at the Nürburgring well, definitely can't pronounce the second word right, Nordenschief last August when pro driver Dirk Muller laid down a sub-7 minute lap, 6:57.68 to be exact, with one of these cars. Apparently unsatisfied with that, Ford and engineering partner Multimatic have continued tinkering with the car to set a new record, a blistering 6:52.072, with Miller again at the wheel. Ford bolded the adjustments made to the car since its 6:57 run in a blog post. They did a revised chassis tuning and increased torsion rigidity, updated suspension hardware and alignment for more precise, predictable handling, aerodynamic tweaks for improved downforce, powertrain calibration updates, revised ABS and traction control behavior, a new active spool valve development. And here you can see it on the iconic track, which does look pretty cool. He says, I guess there's also the factor of the test pilot now having more experience with the vehicle too. They say too tough to quantify, but surely that's worth something. When Ford initially brought the GTT to the Green Hell last October, reports suggest that weather at the track was less than ideal for the blistering run. Conditions may have been more favorable this time around, which certainly helps. For context, this new 6:57.72 time makes the Ford Mustang GTT slightly faster than the Mercedes AMG GT Black Series, and a smidge slower than the Lamborghini Huracan Performante. The king of the ring among production cars is still the Mercedes AMG 1, since Marshall Engel laid down a 6:52.09 last September. But is that really a production car? Technically, I've never certainly seen one, which, yeah, I mean, people see the Mercedes AMG GT. You see that, and actually makes me smile when I actually see one at the track, where, they're made to be used, not just as a pavement queen. But yeah, and actually the AMG, Mercedes AMG 1, even at car shows, I don't see that. Now they say, quote, the Ford Mustang GTD is supposed to enter production in relative terms that are supposedly being limited to 1,000 of these units in spring. The vehicle's pitched as, quote, street legal barely, running a suspension system of Byzantine complexity, race car aero, nearly 50-50 front-rear balanced chassis, and of course a 5.2 liter supercharged V8 claiming a max output horsepower of 815. That's a lot of ponies. The list price is, oh geez Louise, darn it, my hopes and dreams. If only if they were to move the decimal place a couple times, then maybe. The list price is $323,000, which, after the dealer markup, I'm sure it'll probably be $400,000 because they have to, that's what they do. They say, surely every example of the first batch is spoken for, so if you're keen to claim one, start thinking of ways to bribe a friend at Ford. Yeah, or just look at bring a trailer. I guarantee half of these being sold are going to be given to flippers who want to make more money. They say the Blue Oval sent out a little sizzle reel about the new record below, but you can get a better sense of the whole RTD experience with a ride-along clip from 657, which, let's see this little highlight. This might be the only good Ford commercial in a couple decades. It starts with a quote from Jim Farley, who's their current CEO and pretty good big gearhead. I appreciate the fact that Jim Farley said he doesn't care he doesn't care what GM is doing, he doesn't care what Dodge or Stellantis is doing. Ford will always make an affordable V8 sports car. So I do love that about Jim Farley. That's what he does. He does some things right. So what Jim Farley says in the quote that appears on the screen says, Quote, we took what we learned from a decade of on the track and engineered a Mustang for customers that could compete with the world's best supercars, unquote.
We know there's more in the car. We know we can do better.
You can't hide from a bad lap time at the Nürburgring.
And we're back. Small changes make big differences here.
I was gonna say this is one of the few times we actually want to see the Ford on the screen. So it shows their time beating out a Porsche 991 GT3, as well as what is this, and a couple other competitors. Dare I say the only thing made by Ford worth owning? That is an exceptional commercial. Also, I just remembered, oh yeah, Ford had 40 recalls in 2025 thus far, which is a record. Even having 5 recalls in one day. But, you know, another topic for another time perhaps. This is a marvel of engineering. And again, I actually do wonder, at $325,000, are they making a profit on that? Or is that a loss leader just to have a Halo car, debatably a near Halo car? I mean, this is astronomical. And unlike the Ford GT, I think these will actually be used. I'm kind of sad to think not even 1% will probably make the trip over to the ring, which again is a pretty penny to actually pay to have your car go over there and drive it. Like, granted, if you can afford, you know, 6 figures on a car, probably could also afford to do that. But yeah, that's really cool. Now, granted, you know me, I wish I had a stick shift. Of course, this is made for, you know, the best lap time in the world, so they want it to be automatic because inherently the computer's faster than a human. But I don't know. To me, that it would be cool to have that option, though I understand why they don't. But yeah, probably one of the coolest Mustangs I've seen in several years. And yeah, who knows? Maybe these will actually be, maybe we'll see them in Cars and Coffee soon. But again, very admirable for Ford to do that. It's pretty darn cool. But let me know your thoughts, because as always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. And lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.